And even if my pocket's empty, I don't really want to go to work.
Hello and welcome to Gozo Direct. I'm Anthony Reid and you are listening to the Gozo Direct podcast. Right, what I thought I would do in this episode, just give a little background to myself. I've got to say I like the intro. I don't really want to go to work, but I love going to work actually because I love what I do. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm marketing sales, been out in Scandinavia for many, many years. And went back to the UK and was home for a few years and then decided needed a change. And there's a long story behind it, but ended up in Gozo just before the world went crazy with the family. When I say went crazy, that was both Brexit and obviously COVID. Right. I do things a little bit differently. I'm a marketeer. I like to do things in my way. I like to build working relationships with my customers and find out what they really want. You know, no hard sell. We hate hard sell here at Gozo Direct. There's none of that. Absolutely. So what we will do is go out and present properties the way that I would like to see them. So what I'm going to be doing is presenting the properties, often cherry pick the ones that actually I like, the farmhouses. And if you don't know what a Gozo farmhouse is, well, briefly, Gozo has got a long history, and these farmhouses were built like castles, really, and now they're being restored in really beautiful ways. And they're becoming on sale. They've got pools, they've got all the mod cons. But saying that, there are still a few that need restoration, and every now and again I'll stumble across a real nugget, and I will present it. So the website, as I said in another video, doesn't have thousands of properties on because the properties that we're presenting are actually available. So that's a little bit about Gozo Direct and what we're up to. So if you're looking to buy a property in Gozo, even if you don't live in Gozo, and myself and my very small team can help. And I say small, and we intend to keep it small. We're not going to be like the big guys where every time you call, you speak to somebody different. Once you get hold of one of us, that's myself or one of the other team, that's who you'll be dealing with. And that's the way that I like to do things. And hopefully you do too. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to in between the property selling, we're going to promote Gozo as best we can, because obviously, for obvious reasons, that if you like Gozo, then you're going to buy here. And with the flights being very, very reasonable from Europe now to Gozo, especially on the shoulder and winter seasons, there's a lot of good reasons to come over. So that's a little bit about Gozo Direct and what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve. Say you're trying to achieve, we are achieving. There's been a lot of long lets. And if you're thinking about buying, what I would do, a little bit of advice, why don't you take a long short let, as I say, up to about 6 months or so, and have the chance to wander around and, go down the alleyways and find out what's going on here in Gozo, because a lot of the things here in Gozo are not advertised. Either they're in Maltese, or you've got to be a member of the groups on Facebook to know what's going on. So there's a lot to learn, and every season is different. I'm recording this now in the autumn. We've had a very hot summer, and now the rain is here, and it's beautiful. Everything's lovely and green and lush, and it's totally different to what it's like if you came in July and August. So I will be telling you about some of the interesting things and having some interviews with various interesting people along the way too. So yes, we're all about property, and I'll be definitely plugging some properties that I stumble across, and obviously I'll be doing that. But in between, we'll be having some fun. I'll be talking to architects and other planning authorities, which is sometimes a little bit controversial here, but chatting to some really interesting people that will help you in your choice of whether to live and work in Gozo or whatever you feel like doing. I've got to say at this point, if you're an owner, you're a local, or you have a property that you want to sell, Yes, we obviously we charge a commission, but we're up for negotiation. Have a chat. If we feel that we have the right people for this property, you know, the commission rates can be a little bit more. Yeah, it can be negotiable. But on the other hand, if we're going to have a hard slog, and you know, it's a lot of work, then it's the standard rate. So if you would like to get in touch, the best thing to do, let me see, let's point to this website. Up the top here are various forms, so which I must really talk you through. If you want to be in touch and you want to buy something, then just go to the top right of the website, click on the buyer's form, and here, let's move me out of the way. Right, and here you'll have a few questions about buying a property here in Gozo. Let me see. Nothing too personal, and as long as we fill in the name, address, not address, name and phone number and email address, the rest is, you don't have to fill it in. It's not obligatory, as they say. So you've got that buyer's form, and if you're thinking of renting, we've got the renter's form here, and that gives me and the team a rough idea what you're looking for, which village you'd like, and your budgets and things. And again, there's a bit of personal information. If you don't feel like sending it in, don't do it. It's up to you. But the more information we have, the more we can help you. So, and it's all about helping. It's not about selling you something. It's about helping you find the right property, whether it be letting or selling. So there you go. That's just a quick introduction about Gozo Direct. I'm going to be working on lots of other projects in the future. So I'm going to leave you a little bit more of this Young Lords and So Sweet Under the Sun here on Radio Gozo. It is sweet under the sun, by the way. Bye.